episode is brought to you by FlipsideGaming.com and their Richard Kane Ferguson exclusive playmats. You can use the discount code Goldfish, all in caps, to get 10% off your purchase and help support the show. Hello everyone, it's Seth, probably better known as Saffron Olive, and it's time for another edition of Goldfish Gladiator. So M19 is here, and we are jumping into the new format with a deck that's taking advantage of one of my favorite sleeper cards from the set, and we've actually talked about this card before in our instant tag decks, and that is Sarkhan's Unsealing. So this deck is sort of like the instant deck tech version of the deck, but I kind of rebuild it. It still is a green base, but this version is more green-red Unsealing. Not just taking advantage of like mono green stompy slotting in Unsealings, but some really good red cards that work with Unsealing as well. So I'm excited for this one. We're going to take it through a quick constructed, so the no sideboard league on Magic Arena. And honestly, I'm still trying to figure out the best way to do the Magic Arena video, so let me know what you think. I like that the quick constructed, the no sideboard constructed, kind of differentiates the series from our other series that are on Magic Online. But if you'd rather see the sideboarded version, let me know, what do you play on Magic Arena? Do you play quick constructed or the competitive constructed with sideboards? So give me your feedback in the comments. Let me know what you would like to see. Anyway, a quick reminder before we break down green-red Unsealing for standard. If you enjoyed this deck and you enjoy Goldfish Gladiator in general, it would be amazing of you if you could take a second, click that subscribe button down at the bottom of your screen. It's a great way to support the channel and the site for free. So today's deck, green-red Unsealing, is built around Sarkhan's Unsealing, and this is a potentially powerful enchantment. So 4 mana enchantment doesn't do anything right away. However, it does all kinds of things when we cast big, powerful creatures. So when we cast a creature with 4, 5, or 6 power, we get to deal 4 damage to any target of our choosing. So we throw 4 at our opponent's face, a planeswalker, kill a creature, and then when we cast a creature with 7 or more power, we don't just deal 4 to something that we choose, we deal 4 to all of our opponent's stuff, each creature, each planeswalker, and our opponent. So this card does a couple of things. First off, it lets us just kill our opponent's stuff. Like, as we're casting our big creatures, we're killing our opponent's creatures, which then lets our creatures to attack. It's also oddly good against control because remember, this is a cast trigger, so our creatures don't actually need to resolve for this to happen. So if we can sneak through Sarkhan's Unsealing, then we cast our big creature. Sure, maybe our opponent essence scatters, disallows, all that stuff, and keeps our creatures from hitting the battlefield, but we can just kill our opponent with Sarkhan's Unsealing damage by itself, 4 at a time, 4 at a time, 4 at a time. Plus it gives us a way to deal with planeswalkers, which is nice. So it's just a very, very strong card. So to support Sarkhan's Unsealing, we got a ton of creatures, but we start off with the creatures that don't actually synergize with Sarkhan's Unsealing. So Llanowar Elf, Servant in the Conduit, Naga Vitalist, these cards are small enough that they don't actually trigger Unsealing. However, they're really important to getting us into our Sarkhan's Unsealing and our big creature. So coming down on turn 1, on turn 2, allowing us to play Sarkhan's Unsealing, maybe on turn 3, and then start playing our big, powerful creatures, throwing damage at things and closing out the game really quickly. As far as our big, powerful creatures, we start with 2 green 3-drops. So Steel Leaf Champion, Ronas the Indomitable. These are just the cheapest creatures that trigger Sarkhan's Unsealing. So 3 mana with Steel Leaf Champion, for example, we get a 5/4 and also 4 damage. That is an absurd Magic card. Ronas the Indomitable, since we have a lot of big creatures, it's usually in creature mode where it can attack in a block, plus can pump our other stuff, plus it throws damage at something with Sarkhan's Unsealing. So these are just our cheapest ways of triggering Sarkhan's Unsealing. Then we have some really scary red cards, and this is where the deck really differs from our instant deck. Rekindling Phoenix and Glorybringer are some of the most powerful flying threats in Standard. They're also big enough that they trigger Sarkhan's Unsealing. Rekindling Phoenix is just very resilient. Opponent usually needs to use 2 removal spells or have like a Vraska's Contempt to really deal with it. Glorybringer is absurd with Sarkhan's Unsealing, either taking down 1 really big creature or 2 creatures because we can cast it, deal 4 damage to a creature, then immediately attack and exert Glorybringer, deal 4 damage to that same creature if it's a big creature or another creature. So it's very threatening with Sarkhan's Unsealing, plus it's offering hasty damage in the air to close out the game. And then at the top of our curve, this is where it gets really crazy. We have 2 Gigantisauruses and 3 Galta Primal Hungers. So Giganosaurus Galta, these are our 2 creatures that don't just trigger the first mode of Sarkhan's Unsealing. Instead, they're triggering the second mode. So we're not just dealing 4 damage to something, we're sweeping our opponent's board, 4 damage to their planeswalkers, 4 damage to our opponent's face, plus we're getting a 10-10 or a 12-12 with trample left behind. So in our deck, our nut draw is something like just play our Mana Dorks on turn 1, turn 2, on turn 3 Sarkhan's Unsealing, maybe turn 4 we Glorybringer, kill a couple things, get in some damage, turn 5 we're casting a Galta, wrathing all of our opponent's stuff, dealing more damage, closing out the game. So it just gets really crazy really quickly. So I'm very excited to see how this actually works, but I think that this could be pretty powerful because Sarkhan's Unsealing is a very strong card and definitely a sleeper from Core Set 2019. Otherwise, a Braid just gives us a little bit of early game removal, also kind of a catch-all since it deals with artifacts. So if you run the God Pharaoh's Gift, Heart of Kirin, things that dodge our Sarkhan's Unsealing damage, a Braid is a way to answer those problems. In the mana base, things are a little bit sketchy. We have 12 green-red dual lands, so the challenge with the deck is we have Steel Leaf Champion, which wants triple green mana on turn 3. Then we have Rekindling Phoenix and Glorybringer that want double red mana on turns 4 and 5. So it's kind of challenging to make the mana work. So to make this work, we have the 12 dual lands that allow us to tap for red mana. Then we have all green sources, so every single one of our lands can tap to cast our Steel Leaf. Hopefully the 12 dual lands is enough that we'll consistently have our red mana to cast our Glorybringers and Rekindling Phoenixes. Hashep Oasis, just a way to push through a little bit more damage and to untap green source. And that is green-red Unsealing for standard on Magic Arena. And that is our Goldfish Gladiator deck for this week. So basically like green-red monsters, mono-green Stompy with Rekindling Phoenix and Glorybringers, but all built around the power of Sarkhan's Unsealing, which I'm just so excited to test out because I feel like this could be a really powerful card and solve some of the problems with the mono-green deck, because the mono-green deck, you get great creatures, you get a fast clock, but you don't really get much removal. You're kind of just goldfishing, hoping your big stuff is enough to kill your opponent. Well, Sarkhan's Unsealing gives us one card that actually ends up being like 3 or 4 or 5 or 6 removal spells, since when we're casting like half of the creatures in our deck, we have so many ways to trigger it. We're getting that damage, hitting our opponent, hopefully killing their stuff or just killing our opponent directly. So I'm very excited to test it out. I think it's going to be sweet. Anyway, I'm going to stop rambling. Let's get to our quick constructed league and see how this deck actually works. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoy the gameplay, and I'll be back in a bit with a wrap up. All right. Goldfish Gladiator time, and we are playing some green-red Unsealing on Magic Arena in Standard, of course, and Sand looks pretty good. Little scared of the Servant getting killed because we kind of need it for our double red cards. That is one of the challenges with this deck. We are heavily weighted towards so we can cast things like Steel Leaf Champion, but we're also trying to cast double red cards. So mana a bit sketchier than we'd like. We do have, I think, 12 duels, which helps, but we have 0 basic mountains, so we also have a bunch of mana dorks, 8 mana dorks. We'll see. I mean, this hand has an absurd amount of power. If we turn 2 Servant, turn 3 Unsealing, turn 4 Glorybringer, kill 2 things, that is gonna beat a lot of decks. Alright, so Sheltered Thicket, go. Alright, Canyon Slough. Well, let's run out our Servant. Hope like crazy that it lives, or that we draw another dual land. Then the question's gonna be, how greedy are we? Alright, well, Servant down. It's a forest. Come on, dual land. Come on, dual land. Alright, Glint Sleeve Siphoner. Bone it. Tap land. Well, Forest Unsealing. Opponent does get to draw a card. I guess this Ronas isn't the worst draw. Our best draw is just a red source of mana. That would make us incredibly happy. Ether Hub, Rootbound Crag, even Sheltered Thicket. But things with 4 or more power that we can cast, those are not bad. Opponent gets it. Yup. Bloodfast for our opponent. Oh my god. Well, Ronus Kill Siphoner. Oh. Oh, man. Oh, red mana. Red mana. What we would do for some red mana. Liliana for our opponent. Opponent's gonna start making zombies. Well, Steel Leaf Champion. Kill the zombie. Attack Liliana. Pass the turn. I mean, we still need a red source, but we're kinda doing it-ish. Ether Hub for our opponent. Zombie. There's Scarab God. Well, I guess we Gulta. Everything at our opponent. Well, for being -4 cards, we're actually putting up a pretty good fight here. Opponent takes it to 3. Bloodfast does flip, so they can start gaining life with this Bloodfast. They can also start getting creatures back from the graveyard. The problem for our opponent is, I mean, all we got to do is cast a creature with power 4 or greater. Sure, Harness Lightning. Kill Steel Leaf. They also need a way to deal with Gulta. So opponent gets to scry to the bottom. Flips Bloodfast. Draws. Land. Llanowar Elves is probably our worst draw. Opponent does have Vraska's Contempt, and I think we're going to lose. We're going to lose to just never being able to stick another source of red mana. Oh my god. What a way to lose. What a way to lose. Oh! Wow. I don't know what turn this is, but it is a lot of turns, and we have 12 red lands, and then we have 8 mana dorks. Yeah, opponent. Yeah. I don't think we can win from here. Ether Hub for our opponent. Adding mana. It's an interesting choice. Does the old 7 mana Champion of Wits instead of the 4 mana Champion of Wits. But, okay. Opponent gets in. Yeah, we take it. We draw. Steel Leaf Champion. Well, Steel Leaf Champion. Hit our opponent to 1. Get in with Ronas. Opponent blocks. Sacks, back up to 5. Oh, man. Well, on turn 1 we said this hand would be great if we drew a red source, and we didn't draw a red source. That's the TLDR of this one. Opponent gets back a Glint Sleeve Siphoner. Gets an energy. Scries, drains us. 2 cards to the bottom. Draws a card. Plays a land. Attacks, sure. Down to 6. Naga Vitalist, and we scoop it up. Well, that was what you call a nightmare in the Magic world. In the biz, that's what you call a nightmare. We just, 1 red land in our top, like, 16 cards? Aye! Well, starting off with a loss, not the way we wanted to start off. Hopefully our deck cooperates here in round number 2. one interesting Magic Arena fact is, unlike on Magic Online, where as soon as a set releases, you're playing all the newest decks with the hottest tech, because it's so difficult to access cards, I don't think I've seen an opponent play a single M19 card in, like, I don't even know, quite a few games. Alright, I guess we keep this. Hopefully we find some mana eventually. Alright. Blue-Black Control Part 2. Around Catacombs. I'll play in the land, pass the turn. Island Glint Sleep Siphoner. Well, we will kill it. Well, let's Ronus. Wouldn't mind, like, 2 lands in a row. 2 lands in a row would make us happy. Nicole Bolas the Ravager. Well, play Steel Leaf. Get in with Ronus. Pass the turn. More lands for our opponent. Faraska's Contempt on Ronus, interesting. Alright, deck. Lands. Alright, there's a land. So, get down Sarkhan's Unsealing. Get in with Steel Leaf. Opponent blocks. Land for our opponent. And there's Scarab God. Alright. Well, land is pretty good. So we get to Ether Hub. How do we want to do this? I guess we just play Glorybringer. Hit Scarab God. Exert Glorybringer. Temporarily kill Scarab God. Hit our opponent. Pass the turn. Alright, so we're going to need to draw more big things. Scarab God's back. Well, play Sarkhan's Unsealing. Pass the turn. We need things, deck. We need things. We need things. Opponent gets in. Yup. Giganosaurus is that is a good thing. Gets back Nicole Bolas. Sure. So we discard Servant. Oh man, this Giganosaurus. Giganosaurus? It's a double Wrath? 8 damage to everything, including our opponent? And we have a 10-10? Double Sarkhan Unsealing seems... Sarkhan's Unsealing 1. Sarkhan's Unsealing 2. Get in with Glorybringer. Pass the turn, and I don't think that Scarab God's going to be enough. I mean, that's a Giganosaurus. That's what we needed, was one big draw off the top. Opponent gets a Scarab God. Not sure how they survive Glorybringer, though. Well, cycle Shelter Thicket. Oh, Faraska's Contempt. Come on, deck. Big thing. Well, go attacking. Opponent blocks. Play Ether Hub. They get back Scarab God. We just need one big thing. One. We just got to trigger these Unsealings. Naga Vitalist doesn't do it. Gets back a Servant. Blocks. Play Vitalist. Oh, no. Pass the turn. Oh, my God. Opponent draws. Any big thing. Any big thing. Doesn't even need to resolve. Oh, my God. No. Attack. Oh, no. Not like this deck. Opponent gets back a Galta. Harness Lightning. Blocks with Galta. Well, we will play more Mana Dorks. Oh, deck. Just give us anything with 4 more power. Please. Please. Liliana. Yeah. Oh, man. Makes a zombie. Oh, it's a Florid. Alright, pass the turn. Oh, my goodness. Are we going to lose this? Are we just going to not draw a way to trigger this Sarkhan's Unsealing? I think we are. That's how it's going to end. We're just not ever going to draw it. Oh my God. Opponent gets to scry, leaves one on top. Oh. Opponent gets back Nicole Bolas. Sure. There goes our land. Gets in with Scarab God. Sure, we will block. Oh, come on, deck. No way. Oh my goodness! Ah! Okay. Opponent has a Braid, and that's game. Wow. Oh my god. Oh my god. Well, maybe this deck is just not good. Maybe it's just not a good deck. Wow. We had like 15 turns. Jeez. All right. Well, we get one more loss to go. So far, this has been a frustrating one. We had the nut draw, but never drew a second red source in game 1. Game 2, we had double Sarkhan's Unsealing and missed for like 5 or 6 turns in a row. Jeez. All right, well, here we go. Round 3. If we're gonna pull it together, we're gonna have to pull it together quick. All right, we got all the mana dorks. All the mana dorks in the world. Plains for our opponent. Well, Llanowar Elves go. Plains for our opponent. Knight of Grace. Well, play Ether Hub. Servant of the Conduit. Pass the turn. Remorseful Cleric. Opponent passing? Thinking. Alright, so we will play Ronus. Oh, there's an M19 card. We have found an M19 card. Play Shelter Thicket. Pass the turn. Opponent. So I'm assuming our opponent's playing a Monument deck. I'm assuming Monument does not match up with Sarkhan's Unsealing. Opponent passes. 5, 6, 7, 8. Well, let's just 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, play Llanowar. Play Vitalist. Play 2 mana Galta. And opponent, they decided that they have seen enough. All right, well, there was no Sarkhan's Unsealing that match, but it is a win. A win's a win. So the deck can win. We learned that at least, that it is possible. It is possible to win with the deck. All right, opponent's on the play. And, all right, we'll keep it. Ugh, Island. Well, Shelter Thicket, go. Arch of Araska and Treasure Map. Well, Forest, go. I guess the question's going to be, how many counters does our opponent have? The answer is probably at least 1,000. Maybe 1,000,000. Hard to say. Well, no counter yet. Steel Leaf Champion down. Island. Glint Nest Crane. Okay. Thematic Compass. Plays a Compass. Well, play Ether Hub. Hit our opponent. Play Steel Leaf number 2. Pass the turn. I mean, our opponent's going to need something. Power Stone Shard. I mean, they don't have much time, though. Like, they need to win. They need to do something pretty quickly. Hit our opponent. Play Servant of the Conduit. Play Galta. And say, opponent, can you stop this onslaught of certain doom? Island. Tezzeret. Okay, that's a sweet magic card. Unsure how our opponent does not die, though. I mean, this is just... That's a pretty good start for our deck. Steel Leaf, Galta, and, alright! Back on the winning track! Back on the winning track. Up to 2-2. We're fighting and clawing. Ooh, unlock the hidden powers of artifacts using blue-white magic. Sweet. Well, thank you. Thank you, Magic Arena, for whatever that was. All right. We can lock in a winning record at least if we can take down this win. All right. Opponent's on the play, but we got Mana Dorks, we got Steel Leaf. Forest Llanowar. Go. Sulphur Falls. Well, Forest Steel Leaf. Go. Steel Leaf's not the easiest card for a red deck to deal with. Ether Hub. Alright, Chain Whirler. That is an annoyance. Get in with Steel Leaf. Opponent down to 15. Play Oasis. Play Servant. Play Llanowar. Pass the turn. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Alright, so we do have Ghalta mana. Assuming... Okay. Oh boy. Oh boy! Here comes Big Mama Ghalta to show this... this deck a bad time. Wow, opponent's staying frisky. Well, play Llanowar Elves, play Naga Vitalist, play Ghalta, get in for 5. And, alright, opponent, what do you say? What do you say? Can you answer our Ghalta Primal Hunger? Or would you prefer to be trampled to death? And opponent prefers to take the honorable way out, and the deck's working. All right, we were feeling down. We lost our first 2 rounds, but now Green-Red Unsealing, we're on the comeback trail and just absolutely stomping people. All right, and all right, we'll keep it. Wouldn't mind hitting another actual red source, but if nothing goes wrong, we got some really good threats. Ooh, opponent's mulliganing. All right, Forest, Llanowar Elves, give. Fetid Pools. Well, Sheltered Thicket as a land. Servant of the Conduit. Give. Isolated Chapel. Well, play Rootbound Crag. Play Glorybringer. Get in for 4. And turn 3 Glorybringer's not the worst. Evolving Wilds. It's a bit slow when you're facing down turn 3 Glorybringer. Oh my god. Alright, how about turn 3 Glorybringer, turn 4 Glorybringer? That's a decent draw. Opponent passes. They don't have double white for settle, so get frisky. Vraska's Contempt drops to 1. Well, play Rekindling Phoenix. Play the land, pass the turn. Opponent needs White Source Fumigate, I think. Alright. Teferi, I mean, another powerful magic card, but... Whoo! Take it down, Esper Control, one of the boogeymen of the format. Nice Teferi, nice Teferi. It's a very nice Teferi, if I do say so myself. And after the 0-2 start with all the sadness and all the tears and all the salt, we're up to 4 wins. We're up to 4 wins. Ooh, and a pack to open and a random rare. All right, let's crack this pack. Not only is this a pack, it's an M19 pack, and we actually need cards from M19, and I desperately need rare wild cards. Come on, M19, something sweet. Nicole Bolas. All right, Graveyard Marshal. That's a playable card. Not bad, not bad. Well, let's keep going. Maybe we'll, after starting off 0-2, are we just gonna run the table with Green-Red Unsealing? Unseal our way to first place? All right, here we go. And now we have no sound. Oh, it's because of this error. All right, I guess we live with no sound. We'll keep this. I don't really want to restart. Mountain for our opponent. Bonded Courier. All right. I kind of miss the sounds. Crunch, crunch, crunch. I'm not as good at doing them as click, 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 click. Uh-oh. Oops. All right. I guess we do have to restart. I tried not to. All right. I think we're back-ish. Oh no, Magic Arena! Oh! All right. That's how it ends. Oh, Magic Arena. Wow. Well, 4 wins isn't bad. I'm a little sad that our loss is going to come because of Magic Arena having issues. Yeah, so we would have played Llanowar Elves last turn, Servant of the Conduit tap land this turn, then we'd be having Rekindling Phoenix down to block. As it is, our odds of winning are 5% maybe instead of like 45%. Yeah, there's a Chain Whirler. Oh, Magic Arena. Oh dear. Well, Moto. Well, we started off bad. Showed the power of our deck along the way, and then get our third loss to Magic Arena bugs. Well, the deck's sweet. I mean, if you look at our losses, Game 1, we never hit a second Red Source. Game 2, we had double Sarkhan Unsealing for about 1 million turns in a row. And, yeah, this one's over. Would it have mattered? It might have. It might have mattered if we had... Because we would have played Rekindling Phoenix last turn, and we would be 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Well, maybe it wouldn't have mattered. It might not have. But regardless, we are dead now. The other thing is we would have taken less damage because we would have had a way to block the Bombat Courier, and it wouldn't have cards under it. So, I don't know. But, well, we could talk about it in the wrap-up. We finished with a 4-3. We lost Game 1. We kept a hand with 1 red mana. Never hit second red and ended with 2 Rekindling Phoenix, 2 Glorybringers in hand. Our second loss was the one where we had 2 Sarkhan's Unsealings and just never had like 6 turns to hit any creature with our opponent at 3 life and never hit it. And then loss number 3 to Magic Arena crashing. All right, Scorpion God. Well, we got a mythic out of for our troubles. Well, that's that is green red unsealing. I don't know what to say. The deck is obviously clearly powerful. We did stumble to our magic at some points, but that's what the wrap-up's for. We'll talk about it in the wrap-up. So what do we learn this week about green-red unsealing in Standard? And, oh my god, this quick constructed. So, I don't even know what to say. We finished with a 4-3, which is a fine record. I think that's like the break-even point in quick constructed. So you get your money back, get a couple free cards as reward. So that's a reasonable performance. If you can get 4 wins consistently, you're doing fine. However, oh man, the losses were brutal. So our 3 losses, loss number 1, we actually lost our first 2 rounds and then won 4 in a row, then got the comeback. But loss number 1, we missed out on a second red source, and maybe that's partly our fault. Our deck does only have 12 real red lands, and we do have double red cards, so we are skimping, but we had a lot of turns to find a second red source, and we were very punished because somehow we drew 2 of our 4 Rekindling Phoenixes, 2 of our 3 Glorybringers, so we had more than half of our double red cards in hand, and we just could never cast them and lost. Then the second game that we lost, we had double Sarkhan's Unsealing in like 6 turns to draw any creature. We got our opponent to 1 life. We needed any creature with 4 power to just dome our opponent and win the game, and we couldn't find it. We drew like land into Mana Dork into land into Galta that we couldn't cast, and it was super, super sad. So those were our first 2 losses. Then we wheeled off 4 wins in a row, and we were feeling on top of the world. Then we went into our next round, 4-2, feeling good, on a win streak, gonna just crush it, go all the way to 7 wins. And then we had a Magic Arena bug, and that was okay. Like, bugs happen, I get that. We had to restart the client. The problem is, by the time we restarted the client, we had missed a turn, and it was the start of the game against Mono Red. So by the time we got back, we were discarding the hand size automatically, and our opponent was attacking us with multiple Bombat Couriers, and Mono Red on the play, already a very difficult matchup. Mono red on the play, when you skip your first turn, that is a matchup that you are not going to win very often. So it felt like every single one of our losses, we were right on the cusp of winning. Like, if we drew a red source in the first one, we would have won that game. If we drew any 4-power creature in the double Sarkhan Unsealing game, we would have won that game. So even though we finished 4-3, we were very close to just being undefeated through those runs, because in our 4 win streak, we were mostly just stomping stomping people. Like, we were just crushing people. We had a game where we played Glorybringer on turn 3, Glorybringer on turn 4, opponent scooped it up, or just like Sarkhan's Unsealing, Big Thing, Galta, opponent scooped it up. So it was such a good deck. So I was a little disappointed with how the record turned out, because I actually feel like this deck is better than the record suggested. Like, I felt like we should have had 5 or 6 wins, maybe 7 wins. So I don't know, maybe we'll take it out for another spin sometime, but don't let the record get you down, because when you really look how we ended up with the 4-3, you could make a pretty reasonable argument that we should have been like 6-0 at the point where we had the bug, and then losing one game wouldn't even mattered. So the deck felt really good. It's very powerful. It's got a ton of very strong cards. It's expensive, but not ridiculously expensive. The mana dorks help bring down the cost, but other than the mana dorks, there are a lot of rares in the deck, so there is a decent wildcard investment. The mana is a little bit sketchy with the double red cards, but apart from the one game where you're really punished for it, which I guess is going to happen sometimes. Like, sometimes we're going to get unlucky, even with the 4 Naga Vitalists and 4 Servant in the Conduits, and just not hit the second double red source, and that will happen once in a while, and I guess that's just the price that you pay by trying to play Steel Leaf into Rekindling Phoenix. You're gonna pay a price with your mana base when you're doing that, even with a ton of mana dorks. But the deck is powerful. Sarkhan's Unsealing, it's insane. It is really good. I still think it's a sleeper. I still expect we'll be playing it more. Yes, you do got to build around it and intentionally try to make sure you have some 4 toughness creatures. Having some board sweeping Gigantisauruses and Galtas is nice, although I don't even know if that's necessary. I think you could play nothing with 7 or greater power and just play a ton of stuff that has at least 4 power and still make Sarkhan's Unsealing worth it, because 4 damage is a lot of damage, and triggering when cast makes it relevant against control decks where other burn spells would not be nearly as relevant. But because it's when cast, it's actually like fighting through counter spells against control and just insane against aggro, because you're killing your opponent's blockers, killing their creatures, killing their threats. So all around, Sarkhan's Unsealing, especially right now in a format that has very little enchantment hate. Like, I guess there's Cast Out and Ixalan's Binding. Otherwise, that's not a thing people are fighting. People are fighting against artifacts and against creatures, and a lesser extent planeswalkers. No one's intentionally fighting against enchantments, so there's not much hate in the format. So once you slip it in and sneak it through some counters or whatever, it's likely going to sit out there. And once Sarkhan's Unsealing sits out there, it's likely going to win the game. It is just an incredibly powerful card when it sits on the battlefield for a few turns. So anyway, the deck is sweet. I think it's even better than our record suggested, and I'm down for playing it again or something close to it again sometime, because Sarkhan's Unsealing, pretty awesome. So anyway, that's been our Goldfish Gladiator for this week. Green, red, Unsealing for standard. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I will talk to you soon.
Thanks for watching the video. If you enjoyed it, help us out by clicking that like button down below. And to keep up on all the latest and greatest, click that subscribe button. And don't forget to hit that bell icon to get alerts whenever we have new videos. And if you want to, check out some of our other sweet videos here and here.